Well, I think we take a little bit from first round and second round. I know it sounds kind of funny, but we're not even focused on the points. We have to take care of business because whatever happens beside us doesn't matter unless we do our job and continue to go rounds. And the cool part is, and I got 3 Toyota cars in the semifinals, which is really awesome. And this Phillips Connect team has been doing such a fantastic job. It doesn't matter what happens on Friday, Saturday. It's all about Sunday. And for everybody at Vitasy Energy, Toyota, Phillips Connect, and all of our partners, we'll continue to take it one at a time.
There is an acute ability in this sport. Those that succeed best at it are situationally aware. And that guy, Mike Green, Tommy DeLago, are all very much that. When we come back, Robert Height in the field will assault this drag strip in Nitro Funny Cars. The Auto Club Camaro is trying to stave off the field. Don't go anywhere.
The only way you're ever going to know what you're made of is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? The new Grand Cherokee, made for what you're made of.
Shop and buy online with Jeep eShop. And now during Jeep Adventure Days, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 for $429 a month.
Denso has an oxygen sensor for over 99% of all vehicles on the road. And everyone is built to the highest original equipment standards. That's why the top 20 automakers choose Denso for their new vehicles, and why you should always choose genuine Denso replacement parts.
I was just asking if you had that oxygen sensor.
My bad.
No worries. It's good talk.
Denso. The best part is peace of mind.
As you can see, your pavement takes a beating, but the elements are no match for Sealmaster. Sealmaster protects pavement, helps prevent the need for costly repairs or replacement, and enhances curb appeal. Sealmaster's nationwide network of professional seal coat applicators will help keep your pavement looking and performing at its best. Trust your pavement to Sealmaster. Call 1-800-395-SEAL or visit mypavement.com to find a professional applicator near you.
Avoid having to make that face this holiday. Discover the gift you never dreamed you wanted.
I can't wait to mess with these people.
Crank it up and hold on tight.
There's no planning for this.
Lego Masters' biggest bricking season.
You're building pirate ships.
Has unbelievable, heart-racing, most impossible blockbuster builds.
Oh my God, we're doing Marvel. Good luck.
An epic all-new season of Lego Masters, Wednesdays at 9/8 Central on Fox.
You've never built like this before.
I'm spitzy. Oh my gosh.
And watch anytime.
If you want to take your vehicle's performance to new heights, you got to give it P. Like our original equipment technology, antifreeze and coolant. Our formulas match the vehicle manufacturer's technology requirements so that we have the perfect match for every vehicle. That's one reason why Peak is among the fastest growing brands of coolant in America. We work harder to earn the trust of people like you every day.
AAA of Texas Display was in the pits here at the Motorplex this weekend. A great meet and greet, if you will, with the John Force Racing stable of drivers. John didn't get the memo to dress casual for this when he came up in the fire suit, but that's fine. Big crowd here to hang out with them. Certainly love to hear what they had to say. Semi-final round, or rather second round, I should say, of Funny Car Eliminator. Hagan and Wilkerson, Tasca, Alexander, Height, Lee, and then Caps and Force will square up. Robert Height and Paul Lee are on the racetrack at this moment. The Auto Club Camaro of Robert Height just completing his burnout. The McLeod Clutch's Dodge of Paul Lee backing up from his. You know, coming in, we look at the, lopsided performance. We can look at all these different elements, but Paul Lee's car did run 398. He did go 077. They are likely not going to set Paul Lee's car up to try to run a 385 or better. But if they run a mid 390 and anything happens on the other side of the racetrack, that could be trouble.
Here's a 394 to his credit. They did that in qualifying. And, you know, there's a few things you can do with these cars. You can easily turn that 94 into a 390. I don't know if they want to press much more than that, but they have to hope for the best in their lane, and they have to hope that Robert Hight slips up a little bit. Not likely. These are the conditions that this AAA car favors.
You can see Robert Hight has 4 wins here at the Texas Motorplex. John Force the winningest with 7. Hight E3 side, Toyota side for Paul Lee. Whichever car wins this particular matchup will square off against the John Force Ron Capps winner, which for Robert Hight means taking out another championship contender. For Paul Lee would mean a big-time upset. He left with him, and Hight drove away from him. Robert Hight goes across the finish line stripe, 3.901 seconds at 326. For Paul Lee, a successful clean 396.8 at 327, and he left within 5 thousandths of Robert.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad run. That was a very respectable race for Paul Lee. I'm a little bit surprised that Jimmy Prock didn't pull out a little bit more. They'd run a 388 in the first round. The conditions are at least as good. The track temperature's down a little bit. They ran a 390, but, you know, you could say, hey, this is smart racing. This is good. I'm surprised that they didn't crush it a little bit more, but, you know, the end result is they just want to get to the final round, and they appear to be racing smart.
The big shocker of round 2 in Top Fuel, of course, was Sean Langdon's upset of Brittany Forrest. And speaking of upset, she is, and she's with Jamie Howe.
Brittany Force has now fallen in the second round in the 4th consecutive race since the countdown has begun. Brittany, you talked about needing to win, needing to be in that position today, but to now have to look ahead to Las Vegas, what do you do to regroup?
Well, there's still 2 races left, so we're not out of this thing. And, you know, weekend after weekend, things can change so much. We could pick up points during qualifying. That's our plan going into Las Vegas, and we don't know how this weekend's going to turn out. So the people ahead of us may go out. So it's really just, it's not over yet. It's not over. It'll end in Pomona, so we're going to keep on fighting.
That is quite literally their only option. It is how and with what ability they're able to keep fighting, which will define the last 2 races of the season for Brittany Force. Blake Alexander backing up next to Bob Tasker III, the Ford Motorcraft Mustang for Tasker III, of course. Quick lane on there. Toronto Auto Service Center for Blake Alexander. Tony, we go back to the same scenario we've talked about for the likes of somebody like Austin Prock. His situation, Prock's is more dire than Tasker's, but Tasker still needs all these round wins.
Yeah, he needs them. He has to have them. But they've been racing like they wanted. And you look at some of the qualifying runs that they made. They were the quickest car in that last qualifying session. So they're doing the right thing. They can only concern themselves with what they're doing. In the first round, of course, they had the quick run of the session. The quickest run of their weekend at 385. So there's no reason that they should ease up, regardless of what Robert did in the other lane. If they ran a 385 in the first round, they should be able to repeat that, especially against this dangerous car of Jim Head.
Blake Alexander not wanting to repeat his first round, a triple-digit reaction time. Wants to be down in that competitive 70 zone where Bob Tasker often finds himself. E3 spark plug side for Bob, Toyota side for Blake Alexander. Blake's car smokes the tires early, and Bob Tasker III with orange header flames go 386.1 at 328 miles an hour. They're printing tickets, and they're all quick.
Yeah, they really are. That 386, that's right alongside of what they did in the first round. And I got to tell you, these guys mean business. This is the car that we saw during the summer. It's performing in a similar fashion, and they need a little help. They need some cooperation, but what they're doing is very effective. You can see the header pattern right down the center of the track.
Very clean, very smooth run for Bob Tasker III, who will await the winner of the Hagen-Wilkerson matchup for his next round. But an 85 to open the day and 86 to continue it. Robert Hight is waiting on who's he's going to race. It's Capps or Forrest. I wonder what he thinks about that. He's with Jamie.
And for Robert Hight, they're expecting a little more performance. Your crew chief, Jimmy Prock, said he knew it rattled, potentially some engine damage on that run. What was it like from in the car?
Yeah, I felt it rattle, and it's one of those where you think, oh, is this thing going to go through it? And usually, if it doesn't go through it, you're late because you didn't respond right when you felt it. So, anyway, good job to the AAA Texas team. We got to just keep rolling. Round wins are big. We need to go to the final here and win this thing.
In so many ways, he does. It's not to create an embarrassment of riches of points. It's to stop the very good cars that are chasing after him and giving him a very good fight here to the end of this season. We look at the Justin Ashley pit area, the Toyota pit cam for the Phillips Connect Vita C shot, top fuel dragster. Cylinder You see the Hone out there. Hone be cleaning up one of the sleeves of the block. Yeah, that's a good sign for this team. That means the short block, the engine, is staying in the car. That means no engine damage. They're going to service what they have and send it up. You saw Tommy Delago come out of the pit area consulting with his teammates and the guys that he oversees as far as the proper assembly of the automobile. For Tim Wilkerson, the Levi Ray and Shell Mustang had to beat up on his own teammate, Chad Green, of the Bond Code Mustang in the first round. And for Matt Hagan, it is the Dodge Power Brokers SRT Hellcat Red Eye. Hagan ran 387.5 in the first round. Wilkerson ran a 396.7, but I don't think we should be lulled into a false sense of security here for Matt Hagan, Tony, because you know as well as I do, Wilkerson can rear back and get a hold of one.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Dickie Venables, the tuner for Matt Hagan, is not going to discount what Tim Wilkerson can do, and it just seems that at this point, Dickie Venables, he and I won a championship together. I won a championship with him when he was with Force, and he understands the strategy. He understands what their opponent is doing. He is not going to lay up on this run. Bruno.
Yeah, they're not laying up. They know Tim Wilkerson's incrementals showed that he was running an 88 or an 89. Actually, this team isn't even trying to repeat that 87. They were trying to push for an 84. Alex Conaway, assistant crew chief on this car, told me that this track conditions we're seeing right now are the best we have seen since Phoenix. So an 84 is well within the grasp of what's out there right now. If we needed to, we'd probably even push harder.
An 84 would be a great statement run, and seeing that Bob Taska III just laced at 86 out here, and the winner of this pair will face him, an 84 does not seem like a reckless decision at this point of the day. Inside with Tim Wilkerson, it is Matt Hagan. Hagan a 388. 3 at 335, 052 reaction time, 286 at the 8th mile from Tim Wilkerson, a 393.8 got over by the wall.
You know, during qualifying, of course, Matt Hagan had the best car, especially that impressive run that he made on Friday night. And a 388, hey, it's enough to get the job done. But one thing that I was certain of, Matt Hagan was going to be on the gas. I think he understands the urgency, that this may be his last opportunity to try to stay with Robert Hight, with Ron Capps, and you can see this car is pretty much flawless. However, they will have their hands full. I don't think a 388 is what they are going to plug into the semifinals against Tasca. Wilkerson's car just past the 8th mile. You can see it start to move itself outside of the groove, moving to the right. And it wasn't incredibly close to wall, just kind of justified itself in that direction. So for Matt Hagan, he will be facing Bob Taska III. Taska will have lane choice in the semifinals. Around the corner goes Matt Hagan, and at the corner is Jamie Howe. Bob Taska's with her.
That matchup between Bob Taska and Matt Hagan, Bob is calling a redemption matchup from St. Louis. Racers forget nothing. He beat you by 3,000ths there. But today you've got some consistency. You ran an 86, you ran an 87. What has been the turning point for you?
I watched that race in St. Louis a few times. Every time I watch it, he still beats me by 3,000ths. But it'll be a big matchup this next round. Hey, listen, we're letting it all on the line right here. We know we need a win to keep our championship hopes alive. We put it on repeat, and it ran just about the same run.
And the honest answer is, Tony, this is where you find out really what the team's made of. In that moment, in this coming moment for Bob Taska, we can all talk about what your team can do in the hot weather, what your team can do. But at this moment, every guy on that team needs to be perfect, and he's going to have to do the same thing.
You know, if you love sports, if you love track and field, if you like football, if baseball is your thing, you look at the season, right? The regular season, the beginning.
Here between Ron Capps and John Force, the last two buddy cars in this second round. You know, these two guys have battled out time and time again, and it seems like Ron Capps has had John Force's number throughout the course of the season. Neither one of these guys are afraid to go in there and take a little at the tree. We'll find out if John can take enough to take out Ron Capps.
Thank you, Bruno, as we see John Force and Ron Capps now staged and ready to go. Force really dove in there. To the point, he was 003, and it's Ron Capps driving around him. 388.5 at 336.78 for Ron Capps, verging on 337 miles an hour. You can see with John Force how effective it is, whether he stages the car deep or somewhere in the middle. It gives him an advantage. You can see how much quicker he was off the starting line, and his car was looking pretty good up till it started spinning the tires at about half track. But for Ron Capps, what a booming speed. You can see how much farther John Force rolls the car in. And again, it's all relative. You can see that both of them essentially hit the gas, hit the throttle pedal at about the same time. And really, when you start to break down the numbers, Ron Capps at 60 feet and 330 feet, it seemed like John Force's car was struggling. It might have been a little slow early, and when it started that clutch application, the clutch started going 1-to-1. That's when the car got in trouble. You can see that it lost traction. He was off the throttle back on it, but at that point, Capps had gone around him. He was thumping on him like John Bonham by the time they got to the 8th mile, and Ron Capps goes to meet Robert Height in the semifinal round of Nitro Funny Car, and Ron Capps will have lane choice. Matt Hagan will be racing Bob Tasker III. Tasca will have lane choice, and these four drivers, again, a display of acumen on the starting line, a 52 and an 86, a 75 and a 96 for reaction time. Jamie, you're with Matt.
And it's the top three in Funny Car that are still racing into the semifinals. Matt, you said it earlier today that this is a must-win situation. It's that do or done for you guys at this point. What do you do now to get ready for the semis, knowing that the points are all out there still?
It's a dogfight out there, and all the boys that are heavy hitters are still in it. So we just got to keep doing what we do and turn on win lights, and we win this thing this weekend, and it puts us right in a position where we need to be to come into the next two. But I just love the fans that came out here with a chance of rain, and we're trying to put on a heck of a show, and nothing else, putting down some fast laps.
Yes, we are. And if you remember last year, there was a moment where Matt Hagan plucked a simulated kiss on Ron Capps' cheek after he climbed out of his race car. Well, if Ron Capps can beat Robert Height next round, he may get another one. But then he also might have to race Matt in the final. It'll be Pro Stock Eliminator when we return. Greg Anderson, the HendrickCars.com Camaro stands tall, but this woman and the Melling Performance Camaro stands taller. Eric and Greg when we return.
So how many flu shots have you given to people?
Me? About 1,000. Walgreens? Millions.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Hey, you guys are gonna match.
Thank you.
When you need to talk flu shots, our pharmacists are here.
Dude, you coming?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels, cold and flu relief with more concentrated power. Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
The Solo Stove Bonfire is the hottest new reason to get outside. With its signature 360 airflow design, firewood gets just the right amount of oxygen. And since it's easy to light, it gets going fast. It's America's favorite smokeless fire pit for a reason. Bonfire is made for when those good moments become lasting memories. Save $10 using promo code TV10 at solostove.com.
Rated E for everyone.
This is what NHRA drag racing is all about.
The Masked Singer is back with the biggest season yet. And we've got...
Let the game begin.
Fox Wednesdays. New costumes every episode.
TV history.
I love that. Double unmaskings every week. And more stars than ever before.
Could this be
Tommy Lee,
Tom Holland?
the GOAT?
Tom Brady. The Masked Singer, Wednesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
911, what's your emergency?
We have a blip emergency.
Ken, I want you to kill that light tower.
Remain home!
Starting compression.
There's someone out there, isn't that right?
911, all new Mondays on Fox, or watch anytime on Hulu.
Social media megastar Logan Paul returns to SmackDown ahead of his title match at Crown Jewel. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
This is NFL Plus, and this is for the Sunday shifters, the game time babysitters, and the poolside ballers. Live games, replays, films, and shows. This is NFL Plus, your game on the go. Start your free trial today.
This is a look at Total Seal Nitro School, held this weekend at the Texas Motorplex. And it was great to have Scott Palmer with Joe Costello to talk about the inner workings of a top fuel dragster, how the engines work, how the clutch systems work, all the various different kind of parts and pieces that are, frankly, quite mysterious to some of the fans out there. It's a great opportunity to talk to the experts. It's interactive, and it's a great way to learn. Now our Pro Stock ladder here for the second round. You can see Enders, Hartford, Coughlin, Koretsky, Stanfield, Kramer, Quadra, and Anderson. We now take a look at our finals rounds 2 coverage here, I should say. Kyle Koretsky and Troy Coughlin Jr. lining up in the starting line. Jakes.com, gold and black Camaro, and the Lucas Oil Camaro, Kyle Koretsky. It was Coughlin stepping up a little bit harder than plate, but that KB horsepower kept Koretsky into this one right to the bitter end, but it would be Troy Coughlin Jr. 657.4 beats a 657.5, extending that very small 1,000ths gap was the reaction time advantage that he had cultivated for himself. Christian Quadra is lining up next to Greg Anderson in the HendrickCars.com machine. The Corral Boots Mustang has been known to whole shot people out of existence. Performance-wise coming in, Anderson was carrying a couple of hundredths in his back pocket. Not only that, he left first on this run again. After two guys who normally leave on him, he left first both 2 rounds, goes 656.5 at 208, 658.2 also at 208 for Christian Quadra. Matt Hartford, the Total Seal onboard camera. Going to be squaring off against Eric Enders, and we'll see this run when we come back to Texas.
Corbel, make it gold.
Who is Amalie Motor Oil? In all 50 states, in over 100 countries, for more than 100 years, we've kept the gears turning, the pistons firing, and the machinery moving. We're the largest family-owned, privately held manufacturer of superior quality motor oils and industrial lubricants in North America. That's Amalie Motor Oil. Better than it has to be since 1903.
What happens when performance meets power? You try crazy things because you're crazy and you like it. You get bigger, badder, faster. You can never have too much of a good thing, and power is a very good thing.
You know that I use E3 spark plugs in my 11,000 horsepower race car. But E3 also makes plug wires, ignition coils, and lithium batteries with the exact same great quality as their plugs.
I cannot miss her big debut.
With your booster, I think you'll be there for every twirl.
So while we're here,
Blue shot as well?
let's do it.
When you need to talk vaccinations, our pharmacists are here.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. Let's fly away.
Discover sound that can truly move you in the 2022 Grand Wagoneer. Awarded Best Driver Appeal by J.D. Power.
Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2022 Wagoneer Series 1 4x2 for $555 a month. Go to Wagoneer.com to find a Wagoneer dealer near you.
That's half the fun of a new house. Seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's a tiny dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
At Safelite, we take care of vehicles with the latest technology. We can replace your windshield and recalibrate your safety system.
And they recycled my old glass.
Don't wait. Schedule today.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Welcome back to the Texas Motorplex. We can look, and you're watching right now, re-air coverage of our Fall Nationals. Coming up next on the tour, of course, the Las Vegas, Nevada Nationals. Sunday, October 30th at 9:30 a.m. You'll watch qualifying. At 12:30 p.m., you'll see final qualifying on that same October 30th. And yes, same-day eliminations coverage, 5 p.m. Eastern, all on FS1. And we picked Pro Stock right back up where we left off with Stanfield and Kramer on the racetrack. The Fatheads Eyewear drone cam looking down. Aaron Stanfield on the top of your screen. Derek Kramer on the bottom. It was Kramer with some fancy footwork to get himself out of the first round, and Aaron Stanfield continues to look strong. Wow, identical 25 lights. Past the 8th mile, it is tough to tell who's going to carry this one along, and it will be Aaron Stanfield. 6:55.9 at 209 miles an hour for Derek Kramer. A 6:56.5 at 2:08.30 was the best he could muster out of the GOT Biofuel Chevrolet Camaro. Before the break, we saw Matt Hartford settling in to his total seal piston rings hose connection Camaro. We watch him staring at the tree, looking across Eric Enders in the Mellick Performance car. The revs came up, and it seemed to shoot Matt's foot right off the clutch pedal. He goes very red. And Erica goes quite quickly. 6:54.1, 210.28 miles an hour. The Mellick Performance team marches on to another semifinal round, and they're hoping to pick up another final round berth. You can see Matt Hartford in the race car slowly heading down the drag strip. Enders and Coughlin, Stanfield and Anderson. Those are the 4 remaining combatants in the Pro Stock category here at these Fall Texas Nationals. As good as Pro Stock is, Pro Stock Motorcycle has been absolutely awesome to watch as well. For Matt Smith, he won in St. Louis. We'll see if he can win in Dallas. He's going to win the next round first.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
In a world of economic uncertainty, there will always be a need for quality tools and people who can use them. That's why becoming a Cornwell tool dealer is one of the best career moves you can make. With routes available all across the nation, it's a great way to be your own boss. Supply high-quality tools to professionals and make some real money. If you're tired of working for someone else, have the drive to succeed, and want a career that can be successful no matter what happens on Wall Street, there's a Cornwell tool truck with your name on the side.
Avoid having to make that face this holiday. Discover the gift you never dreamed you wanted.
I can't wait to mess with these people.
Crank it up and hold on tight. It's Lego Masters' biggest breaking season.
Oh my God, we're doing Marvel.
Good luck. Lego Masters, Wednesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
Everything I did for my family.
The cleaning lady's taken care of.
We just have to stick to the plan. No one can ever know the truth.
It's not safe for any of us. Mommy!
I don't know why you don't just make a fresh start.
There's no fresh start for us.
The Cleaning Lady, Mondays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
The NLCS begins as the Phillies take on the Padres. Game 1 of the NLCS, tomorrow on FS1.
Fox Wednesday is all new. First in outrageous elimination.
Are you kidding?
No way!
could split the panel.
She called Sing.
Oh, he said it.
Someone's got to do it.
Then, it's the Lego Masters Treehouse of Terror.
I can't do this anymore.
An all-new Masked Singer, followed by an all-new Lego Masters. Wednesday on Fox.
This is the Texas Motorplex from the sky. We can see some track facts here. It's the 40th national event, the first being held in 1986. Most wins by class, Tony Schumacher in Top Fuel, John Force in Funny Car, Greg Anderson in Pro Stock, and Eddie Krawick and Jerry Savoy both knotted up with 3 on the national event side for Pro Stock Motorcycle. Speaking of that category, we see Jerry Savoy still in competition against Ryan Ayler, Gladstone and Johnson, Smith Krawick, and yes, Angie Smith will take on Hector Arana Jr. We now move to round 2 highlights in this rebroadcast of our Texas Fall Nationals from Ennis. Jerry Savoy, the white alligator racing machine, slowly rolling in. Ryan Ayler, of course, the beneficiary of Angel crossing the center line in the last run. And Jerry Savoy does not appear to plan to do the same thing. And he does not. 687 forward, 194 for Savoy. Ayler goes 704.5 at 187.79. So Ryan Ayler is eliminated. Now it is time for Angie Smith and Hector Arana Jr. The pink Denso bike is late. It is late. Hector Arana, 49. She has to chop the throttle. She was up by the center line. It's Arana. Wow, 692.4, 193.32 miles an hour. Hector Arana Jr. is moving on to the semifinal round. Last time this guy made a final on tour was at this race a year ago. Joey Gladstone and Steve Johnson now. And it's a red light start for Gladstone. 0-13 red. Steve Johnson is given a free pass into the next round, and he pounds his bike through there, firing it through the eyes. A 677.8, 195. Gladstone a 686.2, but that's 677 stout. Now it's Matt Smith and Eddie Krawick. The Denso onboard camera for Matt Smith. The V-twin engine churning. You can see remotely, you can see Eddie Krawick in the Vance and Hines Mission Foods bike dropping by the wayside. Goes 6.804 to Smith at 200. Krawick goes 6.90. So Matt Smith and Hector Arana Jr. are on one side of the semifinal ladder. Jerry Savoy and Steve Johnson are on the other. The final 4 Pro Stock Motorcycle, quite interesting. 3 countdown combatants and 1 interloper. There is Austin Brock. The Top Fuel semifinals are coming up next.
Got a shot so my sister won't get sick.
Way to go, big bro. So, ready for your booster? I'd say we're both ready. Nice.
When you need to talk COVID-19 vaccines, our pharmacists are here.
Dude, you coming?
Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, bizz, bizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high commission investment products, right?
Nope. Fisher avoids them.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Never at Fisher.
Okay, then you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we structure our fees so we do better when our clients do better. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
911, what's your emergency?
We have a blip emergency.
Ken, I want you to kill that light tower.
Remain calm! Starting compression.
Losing someone out there is never easy.
911, all new Mondays on Fox, or watch anytime on Hulu.
I can't wait to mess with these people. Crank it up and hold on tight.
There's no planning for this.
Lego Masters' biggest breaking season.
You're building pirate ships.
Has unbelievable, heart-racing, most impossible blockbuster builds.
Oh my God, we're doing Marvel. Good luck.
An epic all-new season of Lego Masters, Wednesdays at 9/8 Central on Fox.
You've never built like this before.
I'm schwitzy. Oh my gosh.
And watch anytime.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Can you please just stall them or something? Tell a joke. I'll be there soon. Yeah.
Time out for Sunoco Go Rewards?
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save.
Ma'am, that's a beautiful dress.
Oh my gosh, so pretty.
Thank you. Nice lace there, too.
Thank you.
What is that? Ladies' undergarments?
Yeah.
So drop what you're doing, because rewards come first.
Back here at the Texas Motorplex, and the drama is high. This is Bob Task of the Third's crew. They have him in the race car. You can see them kind of wildly gesticulating to get the tow vehicle over there. Tony, we saw the Thrash. They have him installed in the car. They're going to be speeding to the staging lanes. The first half of the semifinal at Top Fuel is already at the starting line.
Yeah, and I mean, we're looking at the conditions. We've seen this rain off and on a little bit, but what it's done is it's cooled the temperatures off. It has really increased the amount of grip on this racetrack. Of course, these cars right here that are on the starting line, Austin Prock, he's boastful, he's young, he's got the attitude to go along with it. Well, you have your wish. You are up against one of the best to ever get in one of these Top Fuel cars.
They match each other. Down to the foul. It's a contest of power, and that power relies with Austin Prock. 368-1, 326 miles an hour. Prock is going to another final round. For Austin Prock, it will be another final this season. He was in Reading in final. What a race.
Well, you can see Brian Carati in disbelief. They threw their best at him. The driver took his best shot on the starting line, but Austin Prock did what he has been saying that he is capable of doing. He can run with the best of them. Both of them left identically. This came down to the slightest margin of horsepower, and it was the team that gave Austin Prock the car and the power, something that he really hasn't had all day.
We watch Antron Brown's run. And you know what there is to complain about this run in the Summit onboard camera? Nothing, except no wind light.
Oh, there's no excuse. I mean, this is just a good toe-to-toe matchup. This is as good as it gets. Antron Brown gave it his best shot on the starting line, had the car to go with it, but a little bit better on the racetrack was Austin Prock.
So once again, the Montana Brands Rocky Mountain Twist fuel car, top fuel car, coming out of John Force Racing, is heading to a final round. You can see Antron. It's a tough one. It is a tough one, but it's not one that you're going to lose sleep over because you dropped the ball in the starting line. Not one you're going to lose sleep over because the car is not making the power. That is the definition of what Top Fuel drag racing should look. It's a tough one. It is a tough one, but it's not one that you're going to lose sleep over because you dropped the ball in the starting line. Not one you're going to lose sleep over because the car is not making the power. That is the definition of what Top Fuel drag racing should look.
2 weeks, the second to the last race, and that's in Las Vegas.
Austin Prock's 5th career final round appearance. He seeks his 3rd victory. Sean Langdon, the CMR Roofing and Construction car. In the Phillips Connect Vita-C shot Toyota Dragster for Justin Ashley. It is a slightly different scenario than the last 2 cars we saw down the racetrack, but for Justin Ashley, he checks all those same boxes, performance-wise, both in the seat and with his engine horsepower, as those 2 drivers we just saw. Bruno has 4 on him.
And talking with Justin Ashley before he strapped in the car, he said, I know it seems like we have a performance advantage against Sean Langdon. He said, we can't approach it that way. From a driver's standpoint, he's the guy who can level that advantage and actually put you in a deficit very quickly. I've got to go out here and do my job. He said, we feel like we let ourselves down by not winning those first 2 races in the countdown, and we can't let it come back to bite us. We've got to be able to finish if we want to win a championship.
And for Sean Langdon, he is seeking his final round reappearance. The last one we saw him in was Denver. We keep telling the same story, Tony. We say the same things, but we need to see perhaps a little bit more performance out of that car. We certainly know what both of these drivers are capable of. $20. And then he goes 368.6. Beat that.
Look, if there's one driver in the entire field, and there's a lot of talent, there's Antron Brown, but if there's one driver that has it all, but just has a little bit more in the tank, and I'm talking on the starting line, and I'm talking even the performance of the race car, and it has been Justin Ashley since the beginning of the year. The middle of the year, it was Justin Ashley. They lack a little bit of consistency, but this is exactly how you rebound from an early round loss 1 race ago. Justin Ashley getting to the final with another good run.
How do you win a drag racing championship in the countdown? You go to final rounds. This is the 4th race of the countdown. This will be his third final round appearance. Outside of falling down the stairs in the first round in St. Louis, it has been a stellar run for Justin Ashley. But for Austin Prock, he's in the gravy now. He's a Jamie.
And for Austin Prock, he ran that 68, but it came on the heels of a 73 in the second round. You said it. What your tuners were able to pick up there is astronomical. How do you match that as a driver?
That ain't easy to do. I'll tell you that right now. I've been around my old man a long time, and I know how hard it is to pick up a few hundreds like that. So kudos to the Silver Stallions. I was on that lap too. So was Antron. That was a dogfight. That was a hell of a show for the fans, and hopefully we can do that again in the final round. Montana Brand, Rocky Mountain Twist, Chevrolet, let's go do this.
The two young drivers will meet in their third final round of 2022, and thus far the scorecard reads 1 for Brock and 1 for Ashley. Talk about a scorecard. How about these two guys, Ron Capps and Robert Hight? It was almost an inevitability these two were going to find each other at this race.
Well, Brian, you and I had a conversation off the air, and I always go back to my championship runs when the competition was good, and there was always John Force, and there was Ron Capps, and Robert Hight was even there. And some of the players, some of the names have changed, but we both agree that these are the 4 best funny cars this year. These are 4 of the most talented drivers.
Body comes up first for Robert Hight in the Auto Club Chevrolet Camaro. The Napa Auto Parts GR Super for Ron Capps, who has at times proven himself every bit the match for Robert Hight this season. Capps comes in having run 388.5. Hight comes in having run 390.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to come down to what kind of performance can Robert pick up. We know it's there. We know they can do it. I'm a little surprised they haven't been able to, but if they've ever needed it, it's now against this Napa car, because you cannot ease up against this car. You know they have it. You know they used it in qualifying. And right now, that's the only question. You know both of them are going to be pretty good off the starting line.
The wrap flambéed on the side of Ron Capps' GR Supra. Robert Hight smokes the tires, and Capps gets redemption from the final round of St. Louis, where Hight thumped him. It is now Ron Capps who holds the keys at a 389.7.
Yeah, another big championship round for Ron Capps. And Robert Hight was good off the starting line, but 0.02 of a second better than 0.36. 0.36, that is surgeon-like in a funny car. These cars weigh a couple of 1,000 pounds. You could see that Robert Hight really didn't have the kind of performance that I was expecting, that any of us expected to see. And I think they tried to hop the engine up, maybe put a little more clutch on it, and you could tell that it just wasn't going to hold it on the starting line.
The traction deteriorated for Robert Hight before he even reached the 60-foot block. Antron Brown came up on the wrong side of a tough one. He spoke to Jamie earlier.
Austin Prock said it. It was just a tremendous drag race between he and Antron Brown. You guys matched incrementals all the way down the racetrack. But, Antron, you were on the losing end. What could you have done any different?
No, we gave it all we got, Jamie. That's one thing about this Mako Tools, Lucas Oil, Summit Racing, Hanksterfers team, is that we don't quit. Sirius XM Toyota, we put all we got in it, man. That was just a great race. I told you, like I tell everybody else, it's a battle royal. You never know who's going to win, how they're going to win. And that's a great team. We qualified number 1, and we gave it all we got. I mean, I staged it then. I popped the 45. He had a 45. We went all the way down the racetrack, and his guys by 8th out. But you know what? We're going to go home. We're going to get hungrier, and we're already hungry, but we're starving now. When we go to Vegas, we're coming after them for sure.
And those words are not to be forgotten by anybody else. They have proven they can do it. We look, Justin Ashton now 62 points ahead of the field. That is led by Brittany Force. Antron is 64 back. But we take a look at Austin Prock, who came from Nowheresville, and now he has moved into Josh Hart's neighborhood and could surpass him for the number 6 spot. Speaking of guys who have been really hustling, Bob Taska III, Bruno has more on him.
We're back in the pits. We saw Bob Taska warm the car up after they had problems, had to swap engines. But one thing that you didn't get to see was the fact that they had to swap reversers, because in the warm-up, the car popped into neutral. They weren't allowed to set check temperatures or set the clutch or check the timing. So there's still some unknowns with this car and this team right now.
This is the blind man's bluff tune-up.
You know, it really shouldn't affect much. You know, to put another short block in, I mean, the piston heights, the length of the connecting rod, everything is different. The tune-up is determined by the thickness of the gasket, is what they do to the supercharger, the timing map they plug in, the fuel system. All of that is the
to say, the question right now is Bob Taskett had the best car in the first 2 rounds. This was the best car in qualifying. Can Matt Hagan find the kind of performance he had on Friday night that earned him that #1 position? The frenetic thrash of Bob Taskett III's team comes to its conclusion right now. The E3 Sparkplug side, it's the Power Brokers Dodge SRT Hellcat Charger of Matt Hagan on the Toyota side. What a race down to the finish line stripe. It is matching elapsed times to the thousands. It'll go down as a whole shot for Matt Hagan. A 15 reaction time for Matt Hagan moves him to the final round. Yeah, I mean, what Matt Hagan did on the starting line is he just fudged the numbers. Now, let the record show that his car probably ran better than a 389. That's what fudging the starting line, that's what using some of that real estate will do, is it'll give you a slower elapsed time, but it'll improve your reaction time. But none of that matters. What matters is he gets to the finish line first. This was a close race. The numbers look near identical, but this is a team that stepped up to the plate. Whatever the driver did, he did his job. And take a look at the top-end speed. That's really where this Dodge made its move. He was traveling 9 miles an hour faster by the finish line. 338 miles an hour for Matt Hagan as he wins the drag race on a hole shot. And again, a numerical hole shot, but we watched the tape back. He certainly was cooking along there. But my goodness, the funny car contingent is sick and tired of seeing Brittany Force being the only one around here that can run 338 miles an hour clearly. Good gravy. Earlier, Jamie caught up with Justin Ashley.
For Justin Ashley, he was a 20 at the tree. But you say even for you, that is too close. But how do you pick it up like that?
I don't know. You know, you're racing a guy like Sean, you have to be on your A game. But then at the same time, you have to be on your A game against everybody today. So it's funny, I got out of the dragster at the top end, and Antron's like 20 light, do the same thing. I'm like, but it was a little too close for comfort. But hey, this Phillips Connect team, we're bringing this smart trailer technology team. They are doing an awesome job. Mike Green and Tommy Delago, love my brother AB and that Macco Tools team over there. We got one more to go. Awesome stuff. We're gonna put our best foot forward.
So there goes Justin Ashley, the Phillips Connect driver. As much as he wants to kind of belie this idea, he is the championship frontrunner, and his team is doing the work. The Toyota pit cam is showing you that. We're going to come back and burn some gasoline as the Pro Stock cars and the Pro Stock motorcycles await us.
If you want to go fast, go faster. And if you got the devil on your shoulder, take him for a ride.
So how many flu shots have you given to people?
Me? About 1,000. Walgreens? Millions.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Yeah, you guys are gonna match.
Thank you.
When you need to talk flu shots, our pharmacists are here.
Well, we made it through another Halloween without getting eaten. And this year was a close one.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Ooh, you feel that chill?
I don't feel anything. This can't be good.
Domino's online carryout deal includes all your favorites for just $7.99 each. So let's play a word association game. Dips and twists,
$7.99.
8-piece wings,
$7.99.
large one-topping pizzas.
$7.99.
The only place to get this deal.
Domino's.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That means more mini vacations, a lot more lattes, more date nights. Now imagine if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase and you get exclusive savings when you refinance at that new lower rate. More cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
The all-new 2022 Suzuki Hayabusa. The quickest, most advanced and aerodynamic Hayabusa ever. Engineered to explore the absolute limits of its potential. And yours. Developed with Suzuki's intelligent ride system, giving unmatched control and rideability.
certainly a great time. Yesterday brought final qualifying, and today brings us semifinal highlights of this re-aired coverage of the Fall Texas Nationals. Greg Anderson and Aaron Stanfield meeting in the semifinal round. Stanfield, every run against this guy you have to treat like a final. He is that good. He treats it like a final, and Greg Anderson is all too familiar with what he is capable of doing, as Aaron has made Greg's life difficult over the last couple of seasons. And it's Greg's turn to make Aaron's life a little difficult. How about Greg again? Whoa, he's way over by the wall. And Anderson, 656, 8204. He was in a very, very treacherous part of the racetrack out there. Does outrun Stanfield, but boy, that is an observation, just kind of a visual scene of how bad he wanted to win that drag race. You normally do not see him way out there by the wall. Erica Anderson, Troy Coughlin Jr. next. The two Elite Motorsports team members both took a second to make that final last breath to calm themselves. Coughlin stayed as second. And he left first, but only by 3,000ths, and his car got loose just about 330 feet down the drag strip as it drifted outside the groove. Eric Anders motored on down the line, 656.1 at 209.32, setting up, of course, a final round matchup between Eric Anders and Greg Anderson. Seeking win number 42 is Anders. Seeking win 101 is Greg Anderson, and they have seen each other so many times in final rounds. This one promises to be another big matchup, especially with Anderson is driving as well as he has so far today. Matt Smith trying to handle the business he knows he wants to handle and win a 6th championship. To do that, he is going to have to take care of the man across the racetrack from him, Hector Arana Jr. These two have had some great battles over the course of years. It is Arana, 5,000ths better. It is Smith's bike heading toward the center line, and he has no choice but to lift off the throttle. He chops the throttle closed, and Hector Arana Jr. is going to his first final round since this race 1 year ago. 688.7, 193 miles an hour. You can set your watch to a couple things in drag racing, and apparently one of them is Hector Arana Jr. in a final round in Texas. Jerry Savoie and Steve Johnson. Johnson, the blistering 677 last round, an intimidation run if there ever was one in this category. And he leaves on Savoie after all that. But the bike spun the tire early, and Savoie is going to drive around him. 687.4 beats a 7:01.4 for Steve Johnson. The 60-foot time of over 1.1 seconds was the giveaway of traction issues for Steve Johnson. And Jerry Savoie will take on Hector Arana Jr. Savoie seeking win 15, Arana seeking win 16. The two pro stock motorcycle stalwarts will meet each other. A rare final round appearance for these two guys together. They have certainly done the job many times, but to race each other in a final is a new one on us. Austin Brock has settled into the Montana Brands Rocky Mountain Twist Top Fuel car. He'll be back to compete in the final round of Top Fuel. You don't want to miss this.
Camping World is America's RV superstore, and we've sold over 1 million RVs. As America's RV headquarters, we've allocated over $400 million to pay top dollar for your RV. Don't let others offer you less. Call 1-833-BUY-MY-RV. Get a value, get a check. It's that simple. At Camping World, we'll pay you more or give you $1,000. Get your cash. Call 1-833-BUY-MY-RV or visit campingworld.com today.
I cannot miss her big debut.
With your booster, I think you'll be there for every twirl.
So while we're here,
Flu shot as well?
let's do it.
When you need to talk vaccinations, our pharmacists are here.
Well, we made it through another Halloween without getting eaten. And this year was a close one.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Ooh, you feel that chill?
I don't feel anything. This can't be good.
People remember ads with young people having a good time. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's a pool party.
Good times insurance.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The first time your sales reached 100K was also the first time you hit this note. Save 20% with the lowest transaction fees and keep more of what you make with a partner that always puts you first. GoDaddy. Tools and support for every small business first.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with multi-view. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Water doesn't have to be boring. With over 40 delicious flavors, Circle starts a party for your taste buds. No sugar, no calories, and no artificial flavors. Just good times. Try Circle at drinkcircle.com.
Nice place.
Thanks.
Did you know? Paying rent can now raise your credit scores instantly. Free with Experian.
Now rent can boost your credit scores instantly. Free with Experian Boost. Download the app now.
Are the liners on those Bird Dogs joggers really that comfortable? I'm not lying, man. Even Pinocchio could sell these things.
I'm going door to door selling men's joggers with a built-in liner called Bird Dogs. They're super comfortable.
Oh, those do look comfortable. You're cute. Want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that your car?
Daddy? No way.
Didn't your nose just grow?
No.
For old favorites made healthier, Frigidaire's ovens have 15 ways to cook, like air fry and steam bake, to make life a little yummier. Frigidaire.
Save on the Frigidaire wall oven with total convection. One oven over 15 ways to cook. Available at Lowe's.
So Jerry Savoie on the verge of a 15th career victory. He is in his 33rd career final for Hector Rana Jr. seeking a 16th career victory in his 29th career final. Savoie does have a 13,000th performance advantage on paper. Hector Jr. had a 400th of advantage on the starting line. Bruno.
Talked to Tim Clungian a few moments ago. He said that they can step up and bite us at any moment. I tried to pick away at him, and there's not much left. Hopefully we've got enough.
That is the swan song, the siren song, the most common thought in the world of drag racing. Hopefully we have enough. Final round of Pro Stock Fight. It's Jerry Savoie this time who grabs 300ths. And at the finish line stripe, it will be Hector Arana Jr., 682.2, 196.35 miles an hour. He made the final here last year. He has won a race for the first time since 2019. Who'd have thunk it?
Well, exactly what I said. Just flip the script there, because it was Hector Arana Jr. that found the performance. Now, interesting that Jerry Savoie was able to get close to 300ths of a second jump off the starting line. He was a couple of hundredths of a second better in 60 feet, better in 330 feet, but it does appear that his bike started to fall off. That 389 is a little misleading. I think his bike encountered some issues with the tune-up, something mechanically, but when it fell off, it allowed Hector Jr. to drive right around him.
A 16th career victory. His father, of course, Hector Rana Sr., the crew chief on this motorcycle. That is a wide smile, and a wide smile well-earned by this father-son team who, after losing their primary sponsorship, has had to come out and pick their spots. But, man, to their credit, Tony, the spots they pick, they always make noise in.
Well, it makes it easier if you're going to leverage some sponsorship to find value, not just in the sport, but with the family, with the team that can come out here and is capable of winning. This isn't going to hurt their chances.
Jamie Howe, we know we were going to have 4 winners today, and I don't know who outside of the man on that motorcycle would have guessed Pro Stock Bike would be Hector Rana Jr.'s.
For Hector Arana Jr., he looks at that Wally, the 16th of your career, but you've waited since 2019 for this. When you've had the struggles that you've had, how much sweeter are these moments?
This is so awesome because, I don't know when my next time out here is going to be, and so you got to make the best of it when you come out. And Sophia, Daddy's coming home a winner. Wow. Big shout out to my team, my dad. He works all day and he goes to the shop, puts in more effort to do this. And all the guys that, put in an extra little money to help us, gas money, come out here. Jim and Flo with all tech signs, and just everybody else, just thank you so much. This is so awesome.
Congratulations, Hector.
What a topsy-turvy, wonderful day in Pro Stock Motorcycle as we now check our championship points tally. And Hector Rana Jr.'s name won't be in it, which makes us even more wild. Matt Smith, again, 51 up on Joey Gladstone, 103 up on Jerry Savoie, 118 up on Steve Johnson. Angie Smith has slipped to the number 5 position, 119 back on Jell and Eddie. Meyer down in the 6th and 7th spots. And here we go again with these two. The Erica and Greg show and another final round. The Melling Performance Camaro of Eric Anders seeking victory 42 and final round 72. Door open. She won the Fall Nationals in 2015, a runner-up here in 2012. but it's been a hot second for her to be in this position at this racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, Erica's in the position that she really wants to be in. And she has a high level of confidence. I think there are a lot of drivers that would mentally, tend to relax and say, look, I've got the car, I'm the driver to beat. But I don't think that Erica approaches races like that. And you have to think that Greg Anderson, in terms of performance, he is closer than he has been all weekend. He's really been able to work with his team, get this car tuned up, and coming into this matchup, I mean, he's within the range. He knows that he has to be good on the starting line.
I say this with respect, and I say this with admiration. He is having a very un-Greg Anderson-like day on the starting line. 22 in the first round, 35 in the second round, 36 in the third round. The best string of reaction times we've seen out of him all season.
Yeah, and you're going to need it right now. I mean, I don't know that you stand much of a chance, but you can't worry about that. Right now, Greg Anderson is just looking at winning a round, winning a race. If he's going to do it, he's going to need a little bit of both.
Two of the greatest pro stock racers of all time compete in the same generation, maybe at different points in their career, but they have met so many times. Find out who wins this match. Both drivers pre-stage. No horsing around here. Erica's 35. Greg is 12 thousandths behind off the starting line. And as they cross the finish line stripe, it will be Erica Enders. 6:53.7, 209.35. It is not an exclamation point. It's like a wrecking ball running into the side of a building. It just doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, unless she shakes the tires or something happens and the car doesn't make it down the track, when you allow her to get off the starting line, you can pretty much call it over. I mean, at that point, I think it was just catch up. But incrementally, she was stronger in 60 feet, only 100th of a second better in 330 feet, a mile an hour better at the 8th mile. But, that's all it takes in this class.
Erica is rapidly approaching Angèle Sampey as the winningest professional female drag racer in history. There's not enough races for her to get it done this year, but the way it's going, she's going to be knocking on Angèle's door before we are done here. The season of relentless performance. Now she has tied her previous career high of wins in a season with a 9th victory. And these 9th victories, out of the 9, Tony, I'm going to say about 0 of them were flukes.
No, it's just such a good team. They have a good driver they can rely on. The team, they give her a car. And there have been times that she's been able to pull the win out on her talent.
Yes.
There's been a few occasions that the car saved her. But, when you have this kind of package, well, you're hard to beat.
She talked about that in the interview. She talked about the need to have the thick skin. You're out here in the public eye. You're going to hear it from people on social media. There are people that love a winner, and there are people that love to talk guff about a winner. But there's one thing that cannot be denied. Her ability, her team's ability, they just keep stacking up Wallies, Jamie.
And for Erica Enders, as you hoist that Wally, it's one thing to talk the talk, but to actually walk the walk into the winner's circle on a weekend where you had so much confidence. How do you do that?
Having the best boys in the business to stand behind me and the good Lord above that keeps me calm. So I give him all the glory. But I talked to my sister before that round, and she said, you get this done. You completed the Texas two-step this year for the last time in NHRA's history with no more Houston. So we're super proud of that. Melling Performance has stuck behind me for a lot of years, and they've been more than loyal to me when they've had options to do something else. So I really want to thank the Melling family, Kevin from Gallagher and People Lease. This stuff doesn't happen without those guys. C-Tech, CHE, we're just proud to have them as part of our family. But we did it in Texas, and I could not be more proud.
42nd win. Congratulations.
The drive for 5, ever closer to a successful completion for Erica Enders. The Texas two-step, the sweep of her home state. A fitting moment for her as we see Greg Anderson. He's going to walk over. Sportsman that he is will congratulate Erica. Erica Enders now leads the field by 165 points. End of story.
That's not good. That's a too big of a gap right there. If you're not a numbers guy.
This is the points equivalent of the local haunted house you can visit with your kids. That is how scary this looks for everybody.
2-hour wait if you're in line. It's not good.
Well, I'll tell you what is good. Fatheads Eyewear Drone Cam looking down on Matt Hagan and looking down on Ron Capps. Two guys that needed to be in this position for slightly different reasons. For Matt Hagan, wanted to make up some ground. Same can be said for Capps, but Capps is really keeping and has kept Robert Height within grasps, arm's length grasp really over these last stretch of races, especially in the countdown. The head-to-head battle here, Matt Hagan looking for a 43rd career funny car victory in his 78th career final, for Ron Capps seeking a 72nd career win. And his 73rd win overall is his first win ever in any professional level competition came in the Top Fuel category back in Seattle in the mid-1990s. For Ron Capps, it has just been a season, really a season that he will not soon forget, especially if he can lock it up with the championship as his 139th final. Bruno, you're down there in the starting line.
Yeah, Brian, after I got done talking with Tony Stewart, I was just checking in with some of the guys and talking with Alex Conaway. You know, he's the car chief for Matt Hagan, and asked him, is there any more gas left in the tank? That 388 wasn't the number they were dialed in, because previously he told me they were in an 84 zone. He said, well, Matt took 3 from us at the starting line, but that's okay. He was 15 on the tree. If you do the numbers, we're right where we needed to be. We're going to try and tweak it a little bit here and there, but we can repeat that, and Matt does his job. That's all we can ask for. If they want to have it, they're going to have to step around and beat us.
Well, it makes total sense. I mean, you have to be practical with the approach, and if the car is telling them that, the performance numbers are telling them that, why would you deviate?
Well, you do have to allow the driver the freedom to roll in if he wants. I mean, it's all about beating your opponent. You know, the crew chiefs would love the number. They want to cover their butts. They want to be able to tell their car owner, look, this is what the car ran, but they are advancing. They're advancing more than likely because of Matt Hagan's talent on the starting line.
Ron Capps completes the burnout as we look down from overhead. The Fatheads drone, Hagan has done the same. The GR Supra taking on a Hellcat Charger in this funny car final round. Lights are on here at the Texas Motorplex. Headlights on for tow vehicles. Overhead lights on in the stadium as the two cars tackle their way back to the starting line. It really can't be overstated how important this is. And if you're Robert Height watching this, are you pulling for Matt Hagan here? Do you want to have somebody just stop Capps from getting any sort of closer to you?
Well, he has to. I mean, you know, Hagan's a little bit longer of a shot, you know, and I think Robert, you can really hear it in all his interviews. I mean, he understands, he realizes how close Capps is, and I think he understood that, you know, they didn't have the car they wanted. So both these cars, the number 1 and 3 qualifier, made their best runs on Friday evening, similar conditions.
The last time these two saw each other was the final round of competition at the Pep Boys All-Star Call-Out Shootout at the U.S. Nationals. And that ended with Ron Capps holding a briefcase full of $80,000. Also apologizing to Matt Hagan. I got a feeling nobody's saying sorry after this final round in Nitro Funny Car. Wow, as they get to the finish line stripe, the win light comes on for Ron Capps. 391.1, 327 miles an hour. As Matt Hagan rolls out a 392.3 and 331, but it's Ron Capps again here in 2022, grabbing career victory number 73.
Yeah, as strong as Robert Height has been, as impressive, 8 wins on the season, 11 final rounds, it's really Ron Capps. I mean, this guy is just squeaking out the big rounds, the tough rounds, the close rounds, and he's doing it with his ability on the starting line in tandem with the car, with the car's performance, with the car's consistency, and this could have easily gone the other way. We saw Ron Capps. He just lost a close race just a couple of weeks ago. This is how you redeem yourself. It was Matt Hagan at 0.33, not far behind him at 0.35. Extremely good reaction times for both drivers.
And Bruno is the man they lovingly call Guido, the crew chief on that car, Dean Antonelli.
Dean, we talked this morning, and you were confident. You weren't cocky, but you were confident in the abilities of this team and in this car, and you went out there and actually did it. How important was this win for this team at this point in the season?
Well, it's huge. I mean, when you're racing for the points lead, Robert's got 40 plus, maybe 50 by now on us. So every round counts, and to get 2 in one event on them, that's huge. And then put a little distance between us and Hagan. I mean, I don't know. You're blessed, right? You're just blessed.
Tony, what we've heard on every one of these interviews, whether it's been a driver or crew chief of the winner, there's happiness, and then the emotion catches up with everybody. And he did it last year. He just did it again.
Yeah, you know what Ron Capps does? That's the Eric Medlin slide. That's something that Eric Medlin used to do when he would run races. And there was a very close relationship, not just with Ron Capps, Eric Medlin, but of course John Medlin is one of the tuners of the Ron Capps machine. They're very close. And I just think it's great that he does that in memory of a friend of ours.
Old Glory flapping in the breeze there as Ron's crew heads down to pick him up. It is 2 years in a row that Ron Capps will don the hat here at the Texas Motorplex. Little Napa cap on top of the tow rig, and this is it. The culmination of a Top Fuel day that has been nothing short of brilliant. The Montana Brands Rocky Mountain Twist Dragster of Austin Prock. The Phillips Connect VitaCShot.com. Toyota Top Fuel Dragster of Justin Ashley. Fathead Stroh can't look down on both of them. We can look at the matchup. We can look at the number here. The numbers that both of these drivers are chasing. They are young. They are hungry. They are not like Hagan and Capps looking to add on these huge win totals. Prock seeking career win number 3. Ashley seeking career win number 5. Two guys in the same age bracket. Two very different approaches to drag racing.
Well, and you have one guy, Austin Prock, that he just found it this weekend. He found it again this weekend, I should say. You know, Justin Ashley, he's just been good all year. This is a repeat of the final of the first race of the year. This is the youth movement in our sport. And just ironically enough, coming into this race, they both ran nearly identical elapsed times. I think Justin Ashley has the slight edge. He has lane choice, but we've seen that is absolutely not an issue.
Prock's car whips the tires. Ashley had to pedal it as well. Actually, no, he did not. 368.8, 329. Thought I saw a brief interruption of the header flames. A 31 reaction time for Ashley. He finally breaks through for a countdown win, as this is his 4th final in as many races. Unbelievable.
Yeah, again, both these drivers, like the funny car drivers, they were spot on off of the starting line. Justin Ashley is just so talented, but you can see that rear tire just slipping, just spinning. You can already see smoke pouring off of it from the friction between the tire and the racetrack. The race was over immediately. You could see him try to get back on the throttle, but he has the best seat in the house just watching Justin Ashley make another flawless run.
It is 2 years in a row for Justin Ashley as well. Capps is back-to-back. Ashley's back-to-back. And this may be a back-breaking run for the rest of the Top Fuel field. Jamie's with Ron Capps, and boy, is that guy happy.
He is, and we saw that Eric Medlin slide down that Napa car. He said it's a little bit harder with this new super body than what it used to be. The 73rd win of your career, Ron, but this is a crucial one at this point in the season. What do you take away from today?
Unbelievable. For the fans that stayed, I mean, how many of the naysayers said we're not getting any racing in, and we got it all in, and unbelievable. How about under the lights for the final round? Hagan, our team, just getting it on with flames out both sides. We burned the nap off the body, but my gosh, Kathy and Joe Maynard, they're at home, and usually they stay and toast with us, so we miss you guys. Wish you were here. We will make an extra toast for you. Nice job. The Napa Auto Care team. It's like driving into your Napa Auto Care down the street. You rely on them. You can count on them. And Guido and Medlin, this one's going to John Medlin. He hasn't mentioned it in public yet, but I think he's done this year, and he's going to retire off into the sunset. And this trophy is well earned by him. So Toyota, can't thank him enough, man. We're going to double up, too, with a Toyota with Justin. So what a great night. Thank you, everybody, for staying. Love you guys.
Congratulations, Ron. Let's go to Bruno at the starting line.
Here with Mike Green, a guy who doesn't show his emotions often, but he had a smile a mile wide when that win light came on. Mike, you've been there and done this before. You're with a team that hasn't won a championship. What do you tell Justin Ashley before he gets in that car?
You know, I don't have to tell him a thing. It's amazing. The kid is so calm. He's the most calm. You know, he hasn't driven very much, but he doesn't get rattled. He's a machine in there. It's awesome, you know. And I've had some pretty good drivers through the years, but he's spectacular. The whole team's done such a great job. And you know, at this time of the year, the car's running pretty good. We had a little hiccup in St. Louis, but here the car ran. We didn't qualify where we wanted to, but we knew we made a mistake on the night run. But today it ran great. The guys did a great job, and you know, it's a good win for us.
Congratulations, Jamie.
For Justin Ashley, is a big smile on his face right now, but you've had a couple of reflective moments since you got out of the car to finally get this win inside of the countdown. How significant is it?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, any win is huge, and Billy and Christy Meyer, they did such a fantastic job with the Texas Motorplex Stampede of Speed this weekend, and all weekend long, our Davis Motorsports team brought the smarts to this Phillips Connect Smart Trailer Technology team. They did such a fantastic job. It is so much fun, especially when the car is running this good. I'm along for the ride, and it's an absolute blast. I have to thank Toyota. It's another Toyota double up. How awesome is that? Lucas Oil, of course, Vitacy Energy, Bendix, Velocity, Sensata, all the companies, Impact, who keep me and so many others safe, that make this thing go. A win is a win. We'll take it any way that they come in the countdown. It's especially important. So proud of my guys.
Congratulations, Justin.
There is relief, and there is happiness, and there is the realization that young man's lifelong ambition of being a Top Fuel World Champion may be coming to fruition. He is 82 points ahead. Nearly a full race, Tony. When we talk about Pomona, the World Finals is points and a half, but 82 points is a big gap.
Yeah, it's a big hit for Brittany, for Antron, especially for Steve Torrance. But don't forget, Vegas, some odd things happen there. We're at elevation, and like you said, going into that last race of the year, as long as those three can stay close, they're within range, and a funny car, it's a whole different bucket of worms.
Caps is 10 back, Hagan 79 back, and John Force has fallen 137 back. Jamie Howes at the Sunoco winner's circle. The blue Camping World caps will be replaced by the American Hat Company Stetsons. In a minute, if you want to get champagne on it, I guess they won't be. The Corbell is flying. Hector Arana Jr., his first win since 2019 for Justin Ashley. Another final round of the countdown for Erica, her 9th win of the season. And for Ron Capps, it is a win that moves him within breathing distance of a points lead in Nitro Funny Car. On behalf of Jamie Howe, on behalf of Bruno Massel and Tony Pedregon, I'm Brian Lowe's. A sincere thanks to you for sticking with us. It was a long day in Texas, but boy, it was great. We'll see you next Sunday, October 30th from Las Vegas in the second to last race of the year. Drag racing. You gotta love it.
Going on.